friends, it's Amy at Doki Doki Forest. Welcome. I'm so glad you are here. Now, first of all, I just want to say hello again. It has been a few months since I've posted, and I apologize for that. I didn't mean to be away for so long. Life got a bit, out of control in some ways. In some ways, it was really good. In some ways, it was really not so good. And I just had to prioritize those sort of things going on in my life for a little bit. But I am sorry if I worried you. I am okay. I'm back. And I thought we would do some pages in my glue book, January glue book. This is pretty much the only thing I've been doing creatively over the past couple of months, is just some collage. So I did a couple things in my castle glue book. I did some pages in this glue book January, and glue book January is a challenge hosted by Caged Fish. I'll have her info down below, and every year she comes up with a list of prompts, and there are prompts for every day in January. And what you do is you go and you find the images that match the prompts in magazines, and then you make a page with them. So it's really fun. It gets me to create in a way I wouldn't, because I'm using images I may skip. Some of them are things I would take, but some of them are things I wouldn't. So I like it just because any kind of prompts really get us to get our brains thinking creatively and possibly using things in a new way and seeing things in a new way, seeing images in a new way, seeing some potential in something. So I've done some of this book, and today we're going to work on the prompts for, what day are we on? I'm not sure. I'll put it down below, and I'll show you what images I've gathered for this particular day. So first up, we have one alligator. Oh, that was the different thing about the challenge for this year, is that there's actually a number next to each prompt. So last year there was a list of questions that went with each prompt. This year there's a number. So one alligator, but I have multiple ones just so I can try them out and see which one I want to use. Then it's one red rose. And I probably should have fussy cut that ahead of time. This one is fussy cut from a previous project. And then here you can see the image, like that's what it looked like before. And then I cut out one of these like dried red roses. 3 chairs, so they don't have to all be together. This image just happens to have 3 chairs, so I could just put that right in there and I'd be all done with that. But I did collect a bunch of other chairs. That way, if I want to mix and match, I might do that. I love this chair. I like this whole scene with the pillow, a nice little mug there with the book. And then look at that pretty chair. It's like looks like an iridescent, it's called a unicorn Acapulco chair. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that price is not cool. $499. What? Yeah, that's a skip. And then I have like more of a comfortable kind of chair, a plushy chair. So yeah, lots of options there. It's always good to give yourself options because you never know how a page is going to come together or what size you might need. If you can find multiple images in different sizes, that can be really helpful. Like, look at this huge chair. I don't know if I'm gonna, well, actually, now that I put it down, I actually really love this huge chair. So we'll see. And sometimes I don't fussy cut things ahead of time just in case I want to glue like this whole thing on, and then I can always cover up some of it. But that way I don't have to worry about like if I have white space here. And of course, I always say you don't have to worry about that sort of thing. I like to try to cover up the page. I don't always do it, but I like to try. But that's not something you need to worry about. And last we have 1 carrot. So the only prompt we need multiples of on this particular page are the chairs. So we just need to have 3 chairs. Everything else is 1, 1, 1, 1. So let's see. I love this pitfall picture with the alligator. I thought that was really cool. I love this one too, though. sometimes I have like a story that goes with my page, and sometimes I don't. So I'm going to share flip through so I can share these pages with you. I'll probably do like a flip through Friday, and that's a weekly hashtag hosted by Harmony over at Harmony's Creations. So I think I'm going to do that if I can get my stuff together and get my things ready on time. Although even with something like a flip through Friday, it's pretty lenient. It doesn't have to be a Friday that you share something like that, and anyone can share. Okay. So let's see, we could do like one red rose like this. I feel like I do want to cut this chair out a little bit, but maybe I shouldn't do that until I know what I'm up to. This alligator, it'd be kind of fun if they were coming out of this chair. It could be coming out of the chair like that. Or we could use this little alligator and he could be coming out of the chair. Oh, but this one has the mouth open. Almost looks like he could be going after the carrot. And I think I like this rose better than these dried ones. So I'm probably going to fussy cut. Yeah, let's fussy cut this out. So yeah, on some of my other pages, I have been covering up like one side of the notebook, and then on the other I have left it blank because then I can go back and either write a story if one pops in my head while I'm gluing, or I can add it later. And this year I actually have included a couple of stories because I've been doing this for, I think this is my 3rd year doing the glue book, January, and every year I'm like, oh, I come up with these stories while I'm gluing them and while I'm sharing them on YouTube, and then I don't write them down. So I feel like now I have to go back and watch watch my previous videos and see what I was thinking and then write about it, because I do like having a story. Only if it happens like naturally though. You don't have to force it. You could have a flower. Look, it could have a fancy kind of alligator. Now should I trim this away? Maybe I'll just trim this part away and leave this like splashy stuff. We'll just trim away this like water here maybe. Try to make these images look like they blend together. And again, that's not something that you need to worry about. You don't have to make your images blend together. You can have them all be, you know, squares if you want. In fact, it's really fun to see how other people do their glue booking because we have our own styles that we like to do. And I'm just trying to trim some of this from in between the teeth and inside the mouth here. All right, so now that I've kind of trimmed out this image a little bit, sorry about that shine. Sometimes the magazine images are so shiny. I'll try to tilt the book a little bit. I think that helps. I can sort of have them coming in from the side like this. Maybe there's like a carrot they're going after. I like the idea of the rose, but I need 2 more chairs, right? Because then I have 1 gator, 1 red rose, 1 carrot, but I need 3 chairs. So let's see, maybe 1 going the other way. Could be like something like that, or I could do something like that. I think I like this one. And what else do I have? This is a little chair here, but oh, here's a single one by itself. I could have something like back there. Or this one. This one's already like fussy cut. This one's already trimmed up, so this one might be nice. We have like lots of chairs. Why are there so many chairs? We could just do something like that. And then we've got our chairs and our alligator. I think I'm going to just trim like that and then go like up there just to neaten this up a little bit. And then we'll start gluing. I just want to give this one a little bit more of an edge here. Maybe I'll just go all the way down to the bottom there. All right, so let's glue this on first. I've got my book over here. This is a magazine that's just like a catalog for all kinds of, I think it's like all shipping sorts of items. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue on there. I'll put some glue on the page as well. And I've been using the same size notebook for the past few glue book Januaries. So they're just notebooks I get from the Dollar Tree. I was trying to think if it's the dollar store or the Dollar Tree. Oh my gosh. Woo! All right. Let's get this on. And it's okay if it goes off the edge. I'm just going to trim that. And I can't find my little scraper that I use to kind of scooch this in. This is really good for going into the middle here. So I find that helpful if I'm going to go across the page. Let's just make sure we've got plenty of glue here. Nope, we don't. That's not sticking well. All right, there we go. Let's try that. You can use a ruler too for this sort of thing. I grab that sometimes. I just like to grab a used gift card. Down there. And then what I'll do is I'll trim this before I glue anything else, just so that way I make sure I don't glue something on, but it's actually off the page, and then I trim it. So I like to clean up the images as I go, just to make sure when I do the next layer, things are lined up the way I would like them to be lined up. No surprises where you cut off, like, you know, somebody's face or something like that by accident. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is get our star in here. Our star of the page is this alligator. And go ahead, put them right there. I love that. All right, next up, do we want this chair here, I think? And this one's kind of just floating, or I could put it here. I could have this chair here, this one here. That one looks good going off the edge because it kind of gets cut off there anyway. So I like that being there. And then this one, I think it's just going to be like right there. It's kind of strange, but I like it. Let's do it. The nice thing about this challenge is that there's no stress. You're just gluing for fun. You don't really have to worry about making a masterpiece or something at the end. It's just about relaxing and gluing. And that's why this has been so appealing to me lately. The whole idea of glue booking has been very accessible, you know? Sometimes other projects can be a bit overwhelming, especially when life is overwhelming for whatever reason. So this is a great project for shifting your brain out of, like, you know, that anxious mode, or, you know, go, go, go mode, or survival mode, or, you know, whatever, you know, you're overwhelmed. And so it's a nice way to relax whenever you do it, whether you do it in the morning or night, or, you know, if you only have 10 minutes. And I think that's what's nice about this too. Even if you only have a few minutes, it doesn't take long to make a page. There we go. Nice fancy flower, because why not? This alligator is fancy. And our carrot is, let's see, maybe we'll put it like over here on this side. We'll have it going off the couch a little bit. There we go. Okay, that page is all done. And I have room up here, which I like because I can write a little story. So if I have a story, I'll share it with you at the end. But for now, I'm just going to trim this little bit of alligator that's on this side. Just trim that right up. Oh, I have to show you guys my discovery too. These scissors are amazing. They are kokuyo. They are from Japan. Let's see if you can see the name there. And these are amazing. I just got these on Amazon, but they're specifically for when you're working with like either gluey paper or washi tape, and you know how your scissors can get like all gummed up. This has like a special little ridge here that sort of collects the sticky stuff, and you can still cut. And I think these are working out amazing. So I do highly recommend them. And I don't think they were that bad for a price either. I think I got them for $10 or $12. So I thought that was worth it. I thought I would try it and see, because my other scissors, you know, they get gluey, and I know you can clean them, but these ones feel like, you know, they're lasting really well. And I've been using them for a lot of glue booking and, you know, cutting off the edges when there's still like a little bit of glue there. And they've been working out really well so far. So I do recommend those. All right, our next day here we have, I'll show you what I've collected. So we have one leaf. So I love this like Mary Poppins with a leaf. I don't know if I'll use that. I feel like I might want to use that in something else because I love that image. And then we have this leaf, which is like, looks like part of a quilt of some kind. It's beautiful with all the stitching. And then we just have like a big old leaf here. So it's like a big kale leaf, right? I think. So I love that. I love the green and the water drops on that one. And then next we have one arrow. So this was the only arrow. Now that I'm thinking about it, I probably could have just found like an arrow, like look here at this, you know, but I was thinking an arrow like bow and arrow. So anyway, here's my arrow. Then we have 2 eggs. So I have 3 here, so I can pick 2. And 1 koala. My koala images are mostly big. I've got this cutie, and I've got this cutie, and then I've got this smaller one. So the smaller one may work out because I've got some big images here, but you know, you never know. We'll just get in there and see what happens. So I like to start with my big images first. You know, you got to figure out what you're gonna do with those ahead of time. And of course they're all big, but I love that leaf. I love that. And then this would look good coming off from the side here because she has the arrow, and I think I'll cut that. Let's cut that now, actually, while I'm talking it out with you. We'll cut this up like this. Although I want to make sure she doesn't look like she's shooting the koala. Definitely don't want that. So let's see what we can do here. All right, so we'll kind of cut that off to make it look more like she's on the page. Oh, I probably should cut this black too. Should I cut that? I should fussy cut it. Because then you can see whatever's underneath poking through, whether that winds up being the koala or the leaf or what it is. Sometimes fussy work, you know, or fussy cutting, you know, it seems like a lot of work, but it is worth it because it looks really nice when you do it. And I don't always have the fussiest of cuts. Sometimes I still leave a little bit of the background. It depends what mood I'm in. Okay, that's good. So we need the arrow to be, of course, on the page. We need a leaf. And we need a koala. Which koala? See, that looks like she's shooting the koala. So we don't want that. So I might have to move it over this way. I could have her defending the koala or something. That koala is pretty big, though. Let me see. If I cut this one out, this one's smaller. I think this one will work. Let me cut this one out. Okay, now I've cut out the koala. The koala is free. So let's see, what's the koala doing? The koala looks really cute coming off of this side since their little bottom gets cut off. Although I could have them coming out from behind the leaf too. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. But I feel like I gotta put them there so you can, I don't want to fold the koala. I mean, I know I'll fold a little bit there, but okay, I love that. And then if I put her over here, she can be shooting like above the koala. So maybe she's defending the koala from someone. And then I have me see, a leaf, an arrow, koala, yeah, and just 2 eggs. So I need to cut out 2 eggs. I could either leave them together or cut them out separately. I'll probably cut them out separately. Let's see how that looks. Maybe the koala has eggs. And I did save the background for the koala, so I could add it over here if I wanted to. So that way I could kind of fill in that corner over there. Here's another egg. So the koala could have eggs. Of course, koalas don't have eggs, but it makes kind of an interesting story here. And let's see. I think I'll just put her like that. Well, do I like that straight edge there, though? Or should I cut that up like that? Or maybe I'll just try to make it like a cool design here, so it's not like just a straight edge. So you can just like cut into it and make your own edge. You know? And that way you don't have that straightness if you don't want it. If you do want it, go for it. So I'm just cutting in, trying to make some like wavy cuts. Like that. And then that way, yeah, I like that better. I could have it like that too, but I like her being on the edge there. And then this leaf is going to be, what, like that? And then I could put something in the back here. I could put some of the koala's background, like this whole background. I could rip some of that and cover the bottom if I wanted to. I'm not going to do it there, but I could do it over here. Just rip a piece and I could just layer it over here if I wanted to. I think like that. All right, I think we've got our plan here. So if we do this in layers, I'm going to do the koala first. Let me know if you did Glue Book January, or if you're working on it, or if you think you want to do it now. Because I think the posts are always up. I don't think, like the list, the scavenger hunt list, I don't think you have to do it in January, but I could be wrong. You can always go and check out Caged Fish's page for the actual rules. All right, so we've got this little koala on the move. Where'd my gift card go that I was using? I don't know. We'll grab a ruler. This is my usual go-to because it's always right here on my desk, so it's handy. And I thought I put enough glue, but it's always these edges. These edges don't go down. And yeah, actually nothing is really going down. I don't know about this glue. I'm not sure. Oh, and I have to tuck those eggs in too, so. Or maybe I won't tuck them in. I could just put them like over here. Like 1 and 2. Okay, next up is our leaf, right? And then we'll have her. Actually, it looks like I don't even need to use. You don't really see the leaf too much though, do you? I think I'm going to move it over a little bit. Like that. And I'm just going to glue it while I'm holding it, so that way I don't put it in a different spot when I go. If I take it off the page and then I try to glue it, I might not put it exactly where I was thinking. All right. So now we've got that. And I can already see this lifting up. Sometimes I put glue on both the page and the image if I can, just to try to give it extra sticking power. It's not even working. I could switch to my glue I love, but I'm getting low on it, so I don't want to use that right now. And the glue I love, I know I show it all the time, but just in case you haven't seen it before, is this one, which you can get on Amazon, but they're like $10 a stick. So they're expensive. So that's just like a little treat I usually get at Christmas time, and then try to make those ones last for the year. Doesn't usually last for the whole year, but they last a pretty long time. Okay, we've got our 2 eggs. We've got our koala. We've got our leaf. We need our arrow. So we'll put her right there, and then that means that I'm just going to put a little something right here, I think. And it doesn't have to be, it's just a rip piece just to cover up some of this and try to pull the images together. So it doesn't have to be anything beautiful here. This is just pulling the images together. All right. I'm going to put lots of glue where I made those cuts to try to make the edge more jagged. We'll see if it sticks. So let's see, we want her to be like that, I think, right? And she's shooting above the koala, not at the koala. Edge of the page is like that. Press that on. Okay, I'm going to trim. I'll glue the edges again, trim it, and then I'll show you. Okay, so I trimmed up the pages and wrote some little stories to go with them. They're just small stories, but here is our first page here, and here's what I wrote. You may know that some dogs love carrots, but did you know that some alligators do too? Or at least Rosie the alligator does. She can sniff them out from miles away, much to the chagrin of the pups who thought they hid their carrots in the chair so well. So my dog Sophia, when she has a treat, she loves to hide it like either under the cushions of the couch, or she'll try to dig in the blanket and hide it under there. Now, this dog just left it out in plain sight, so I thought that was a funny little story to write, and my son helped me too. I showed him, and I said, what do you think of this page? And he, of course, thought of a carrot and a pup and this alligator liking it. So I thought, perfect, that goes. And then on this page, it's all cleaned up now, all trimmed, and the story is, when Kiara transformed into her magical form, she was shocked to see that a huge koala appeared by her side, ready to join her in her battle. Who are you? She questioned, not expecting an answer. I am your guardian, your partner, the koala answered, and together we'll save the world. So there is the dynamic duo off to save everyone. And that is it for today. I'll be back to glue some more in here because I'm almost done. Woohoo! And then, yeah, I'm going to try to get back into the rhythm and get posting again because I've really missed it, and I've missed you all. I've missed chatting with you and hanging out. And yeah, thank you for being patient with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.